everybody. Welcome to Your Beautiful Life with Jenali. I am Jenali. It is a pleasure to be here with everybody. I absolutely love my Wednesday nights here with everybody. Hey, so just before I get started, I want to tell you that we are having a massive storm outside. My connection frequently keeps getting cut off. So if you can't hear me or I'm going in and out, that is what's happening here. I'm currently in my garage to get rid of like some of the noise. Okay. So just so you know, that's what's happening. Tonight, I want to do something a little bit different. I don't know if I've ever talked about this on this show before, but if I have, just bear with me. It's a story I don't tell very often, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of fun. So I'm going to take off my glasses. If you guys have never heard me say this before, when I have my glasses on, I can't read humans. It's can't read human energy. It's kind of weird. Dave, let me know if that light looks too bright. I can turn it off. It's my overhead lights in the garage. But I really want to tell a crazy story. If you guys know, I've been a hypnotherapist for almost 12 years now. I've had ability since I was 3 years old. And gosh, my journey's been so fun. It's been so fun. But I would say it was April of 2024. I had a friend living with me. She asked me to give her a reading. It was very late at night. And I said, you want me to You could get turned off. Okay. Sorry, I was reading my notes real quick. She asked me to give her a reading, and I said I would definitely give her a reading, but it was pretty late at night. And during this time, we had an ascended master come into the house very quickly, come into the room with us. Saint Germain, if you're aware of Saint Germain. And when he started talking to us, he started to tell us that the energy of the cosmos was getting so crazy that we could not manifest by ourselves anymore. We needed groups of people to manifest together. Um, we needed groups of people to do our manifestation. He recommended 2 days every week in order to manifest to get what we wanted. It was too hard to do it by ourselves. So I put together a team of women, women that I knew that had my best interest at heart, that always wanted what was best for me. And now these women did not know each other originally. So I pulled this group together. There was 5 of us. We met every single week, once a week on Wednesdays. Humans, oh, we have a hard time committing to things. So it's like going to church twice a week, I suppose. And one of the first times that we met together, there was myself, one of my dearest friends, who's also a medium, one of my best friends, like my soulmate best friend, and she's psychic. We all had abilities in this room. They told me to hypnotize my friend that's the medium. We're going to call her Rachel. Okay. Rachel was one of my hypnosis students as well. She went into the deepest level of hypnosis instantaneously. If you ever watch my TikToks, you'll see some of my stuff, but instantaneously. And they had actually told me to hypnotize her to do a group channeling. Now, she's never channeled before. She didn't even know she could do this. So we go into my treatment room, and there's all 5 of us in there. And when I begin to hypnotize her, I begin to do some healing energy for her. She always has a lot of stagnant negative energy. She's always in pain. So I remove that stagnant energy so she can feel better. And her and I have always been able to see the same thing at the same time. So we're very good at working together for clearing homes, on all that stuff. Now, she's more medium than I am, and I am more into the past lives than she is. So we just work so well. That's very significant to know. So as I'm putting her under, all of a sudden, even though I'm talking in front of all these people, I can see with my psychic eyes that we have been transported, if you will, to another place. And what I'm seeing looks like a ginormous football stadium. It's all covered in white chairs. Everything's white. And we're higher up in the bleachers. And when I look over, it's like a platform, almost where the football field would be. And I'm asking her, have you ever been here before? And she says, no, she's never been here before. This makes me a little bit nervous, you guys, because I don't tell this story to too many people. It's kind of crazy. But she's telling me what she's seeing. And normally during hypnosis, I wouldn't enter suggestions into my clients' minds. I want them to tell me, but I know that this is a whole different scenario that we've got going on here. And I know I can talk to my friend Rachel just with ease. We've been transported somewhere else kind of thing. She's telling me that it's all white. She can see everything that I can see. Now this is where it gets crazy. When I look over to the stage, there are three what we would call alien beings, multidimensional beings. The first one, the more prominent one, was dressed head to toe in a very royal blue, shimmery, almost like a robe, gold trim. I've never seen this species before. The one to his right, same species, female, very dark purple, like a royal purple, gold trim, and it's like all the way down these robes. And then the guy to the left of them, to our left of them, this is crazy, but he's got the head, and you know when kids draw human beings on paper, they draw their shoulders kind of like that. That's how he was, and I didn't understand because he just looked so stiff and so solid. But they started talking to us and they started to tell us that they call themselves Theodore. There's a collective of them, and they have been working on around the planet to help raise the vibration. And at that time, they had shown me in my with my psychic abilities, um, like spaceships almost fighting above us in the planet, above the planet. And so they were telling us about this fight that was going on between good and bad, or if you will, light and shadow. And they were trying to spread knowledge. And so as we started to communicate with them, my friend Rachel is actually channeling him, okay? And when he comes into her body, he just sits up like, I mean, she's slumped over. When he comes in, he so profoundly. And even though her eyes are closed, you can tell that he is looking at us. Her voice drops, the speech changes. And so as we start to communicate with Theodore, I start to ask them questions. I'm very good at my job. I've been very good at hypnosis for a long time. I have to play almost detective when I'm doing past life regressions. I'm very good at this. And I once read a book about a man who communicated with aliens um, via hypnosis. So I kind of knew what I was doing already. It just came so natural. And I started to ask them questions about which planet they were from. And he had told us they were Ling Leon, is what they said. They were from so far away, I can't even remember the distance, but that we would never find them. I asked them how many hours do they have on their planet every day, and he said it was similar to about 36 to 38 hours a day. I asked him how long they live for. He said they live on their planet to be about 230. They kept communicating. I kept asking questions, and they live inside of their planet. They do not have money. They don't understand the concept of money. It was very interesting. They did not understand at all. But they don't have electricity. The plants light everything up. If you've ever studied aliens on other planets, most of them are like this. So under the ground, plants light up, and they don't eat meat either. So as we were going through this process with them, they taught us new healing techniques. They taught us new prayers. They taught us new manifestation rituals, if you will. They taught us how to pray for the firmament and how to pray for the earth. And then they went into every single one of us individually and gave us all readings, which was really cool. Um, Now, we worked with these guys, with this collective, for a long period of time, for almost a year, I would say. Now, this is going to get a little bit crazy. So if you don't believe in this stuff, just dismiss anything I'm going to tell you. But it does get crazy because over our period of time, over these months of communicating with Theodore, we learned more and more about them. Theodore, the female that was next to him, is his wife. Her name is Natalie. The one that had the square shoulders, his name is Elliot. He looks like he has square shoulders under that robe because he's got tentacles. Okay. And he's a prankster. He's very funny. Um, Now, what's significant about this is at the time that we were communicating with them, their planet was under attack. What they would call serpents, what we would call, hold on, I can't remember the word, reptilians, okay? and they were under attack. And many times that we talked to him, he had to be in almost like a safe spot, a safe box. And the coolest things were happening as we were communicating with them. Um, they actually had to go back and study money and why we use money and what money really is. And they brought in a different spirit guide, if you will, to help us increase prosperity, to increase our finances with new manifestation techniques. That was really cool. Now that guy, I don't remember what species he was called, but he really looked like a lizard with like an 8 pack, bald head, big muscles, very like stepping like the glasses. And I told Theodore, like he's got glasses, and he said, yeah, he thinks that humans, the smart humans, wear glasses. Thinking, okay, this guy had no sense of humor whatsoever. His name's Leo, by the way. So Leo's around quite a bit to help us with the finances. That's so crazy. But I told Theodore, like I understand we're supposed to be a barter and trading system, but um, I can't just go do hypnosis on people and have my light bills paid, right? That's not how it works. And so they just didn't have any concept of money. They had to go study it and then come back and help us out with it in the future, a few weeks in the future. Um, Now, one time when we were talking and their planet was still under attack, and I was asking him questions about it. How come another planet can't come help you? He says, well, if they do that, their planet's left open and their planet could be taken over. So it's really not something that they can do. But the serpents just go around and destroy things and just try to take everything they can. He really described to us how to tell if a serpent was around us, the vibration and the feeling you get when they're around, and how to push them away from us. So if this is useful for you guys, especially if you're on YouTube, please comment below because I can teach you some of these things. But before I teach, you need to know where I got the information. It's so cool. Um, and this particular time, because I can see them, I said, Theodore, where are you talking to us from? And he said, I'm at my house. And I said, are you on your back porch? And he said, yes. And I said, are you sitting like in a rocking chair on your back porch? And he said, yeah. And I could see one of his children, and I told him, I can see your toddler around your feet. I said, you guys have children, one at a time or like in litters? He said, like litters, like two or three. I said, how many kids do you have? He said, we have 16. I thought, okay, 16. That's crazy. But he was so stunned that I could physically see them. He was always really amazed by that. Now, one of the times I had told him, we want to pray for you guys. We want to pray for you. How can we help you? How can we support you? Like, how can we assist you since you guys are going through this tough time with an attack on the planet? And he kind of giggled at us, honestly. He said, there was no way that we could have any effect on him. It would take 25 people to even affect a small child on their planet. I said, well, we're considered like 3D here. What are you? Like 5D? And he said, we are 12D. And my brain just was like, what is 12D? What is 12D? It is like the craziest thing ever. Um, and then on their planet, they have different types of healing techniques. They have a body scanner, and he was meant to come back the next session and do body scans on all of us and tell us what was wrong with our bodies. But we never got that far. There was a disruption in our conversations, communications because of the war that was going on. Now, this one's really cool, but uh, one of the times that we were talking, he just said, hold on. And you could see him, even though his eyes are closed, it looks like he's looking at us. And he just said, hold on, I'm getting a call. And he just like he starts talking in his native language. I mean, it's a series of clicking and remember, this is coming from Rachel's body. Like Rachel's the one doing it, but it's him, and he's talking and he's clicking and he's doing all these things, and very abnormal for us. Deep kind of like inner throat noises, and it's just crazy. But when he gets done, he said, sorry, Natalie called me, and that's his wife. And I said, oh, how's she doing? And we got to know them so well. We would ask them how each other was. It was just the coolest thing. Um, so we have this recorded. We have every single one of these sessions recorded, by the way. But my purpose of telling this story finally, if I haven't told it before, is I want to teach you some of the prayers that we learned. Now, I have said this prayer on here before, I know that, but now that you understand where it came from, I want to tell you the prayer that I say. Now, I do this every day with almost every client. Um, it's really important to me, actually. I feel the power so strongly. So I'm going to do this really quickly. I hope I'm good on time, Dave, because I'm going to be closing my eyeballs. So wherever you're at, the first thing we do is call on our protectors. So I ask for mine and everybody who's listening, no matter what time you're listening, I ask for your protectors to come in. That could be your spirit guide, your angels, your ancestors, the ancestors who want what's for your highest and greatest good, your passed on loved ones, any part of the collective I've previously worked with, I ask for them to come in now and stand in a big, beautiful circle going all the way around us. And I ask for us to be completely shielded by a bubble of light. We are completely safe and protected from any outside energy, from any harm. I ask that every single thing that we have talked about that is negative, that we have complained about, that we have vented about, be completely transmuted into healing energy for our highest and greatest good. Energy that allows us to feel more freedom, more joy, more prosperity, and more health. We ask for that to be done. We ask for every single thing that we are trying to manifest into our life, to bring into our life. We ask it to be wrote down in our book of life. That way it is more obtainable, easily obtainable. We ask that any healing that can be done now to be done. We ask for clear guidance, clear knowledge on the next chapter of our life, the next path to take. And if there's anything else that we can receive during this session, I ask for it to be done. Okay, that's the first one. Oh, yes. Okay. I opened my eyes just in time, you guys. All right. I got Cheyenne. Is it Cheyenne or Cheyenne from
It's
Council Bluffs,
Cheyenne.
Iowa? Oh, hi, Cheyenne. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. What can I help you with?
Um, I'm just a general reading. I'm not sure
Okay.
how you do
You got it.
yours. So.
Mine's kind of all over the place. So if you have questions, like I'm pretty good at that. Okay. Um, Cheyenne, will you do me a favor, please, and provide me with your full birth date so I can tune in better?
January 8th of 91.
Okay. So I'm just tuning into the energy. Are you nervous right now?
Maybe a little bit. I have kids up there that want mom right now. I had to have my oldest
Oh,
watch
okay.
a 3-year-old for a minute, but I'm fine
Okay.
otherwise.
Yeah. Do you normally have anxiety? Is anxiety something that's normal for you?
Um, lately, but never
Yeah.
used to be.
Okay. So the reason I'm asking is because right when I tune into your energy, my belly, first of all, gets almost like butterflies, and then it gets really tight feeling. Um, and the next thing is that when I look at your energy, your head looks really cloudy, as if like you're deep in thought, you're trying to make a hard decision, or you're torturing yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can make sense.
Hmm. And are you trying to make a big decision in life right now?
Yeah, there's some big decisions I need to make.
Yeah. Do you want to share what that decision is so I might be able to help you?
Uh, Well, I mean, there's some job related ones and there's some family relationship type ones.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too into it with saying it myself. But if you pick up
Okay.
on it,
Yeah. Well, relationship is the stuff. Am I free to speak about this to you?
you can you can say whatever comes to you, and then I'll say if it's
Okay.
true or not.
Are you are you trying to decide if you should leave or stay?
Yeah, yeah, that's one of them.
Okay.
Although I don't want to leave, but there's circumstances that definitely makes you think.
Yeah. Right. Um, I mean, obviously you're at a fork in the road. It is free will, whether you choose to stay or go. Um, I don't necessarily see you guys splitting. And if you do take a break, I do think that you would come back together. But first of all, it just looks like there's a lot of anger going on. It makes me
Yeah.
almost sick when I get into it. There's so much anger. And is it possible for you to overcome the anger so that you can go back to feeling peaceful and still have all the trust, right? And I mean,
Right.
you have such a big, beautiful heart. You have so much compassion, but that's also why it hurts so much. This, like, what I just
Yeah.
would want to call almost like the betrayal. And so it is a fork in the road.
Betrayal
Now, how
exactly is
long have
what
you
it
guys,
is.
yeah, yeah. How long have you guys
um,
been together for?
since 2008.
Yeah,
So
gosh.
long time. Is that
Um,
like
when I
yes,
tune
a long
into
time ago.
your energy, like, oh, say that again, please.
I said it's been a while since I counted out how many years that was, but like 16,
That's
17, I think.
almost at 18. Yeah, it should be
Okay,
almost 18,
yeah.
depending on your wedding anniversary. So when I tune into your energy, you are somebody that is resilient enough that you could do this. The challenge is going to be, is he willing to shift to rise up with you? That's going to be the challenge. Does that make
That's
sense?
yeah, I feel the same way, which is why it's constantly deciding, every day which way things gonna go, you know.
Right.
And I just
And it
keep
feels like no
going
matter
with
what, it just
being a
feels
mom.
heavy. Yeah. Um, Gosh, I don't know. This is such a fork in the road because it could go either way. If you stepped aside and removed yourself from the situation, it might do enough to make him want to be better. My fear is if you do stay, that he's just going to think that this is okay and nothing will change. So
Yeah.
it's just such a hard thing to do. So the only thing that
Which
I
is
can advise you, say it again.
all right. Go ahead. You finish your thought.
Um, but if I can recall it, hold on. If I can even recall it back
Sorry.
into my brain. No, you're okay. Um, the only thing that I can really truly advise you on is you're on a very difficult road no matter what. But when you weigh your decisions, when it comes to you, what brings you the most peace in the long run? Not right now, but in the long run. And you're kind of, it's kind of challenging because you don't know how he's going to be. But ultimately,
How
when
can
making
she
a decision, what brings you the most peace? Because your children, they're going to, they're going to be okay. If you're okay, your children are going to be okay. If you're at peace, they're going to be at peace. Um, so that's what I'm telling you is when you look at it, what brings you the most peace in the long run?
whatever makes me and my kids happy, obviously. I don't want them to have all kinds of trauma on them that they had no part of, trying to prevent
Right.
them from having, the negative effects on them. But
Yeah, yeah. And so I do understand that too, like whatever brings them the most peace. Because the one thing about you is you kind of do push yourself to the side a lot and take care of everybody else. But your love and your compassion is so healing to so many people, especially your children. You're always going to find your way. And I know it feels like you may have questioned in your life what your purpose is, right? Are you more than just a mom or whatever? But really,
exactly.
you have been doing your life's purpose because your natural ability is to spread love and you do it so easily. You do it so well. So when you question yourself if you're doing a good job or if you're doing what you're meant to or what your purpose is, you've been doing that. Your purpose is to spread love and to help heal the kids so that they can go on and spread that same love. You have been doing your life's purpose. So the only
I've
thing that
been told that
you
before too.
really, okay, good. Yeah, so the only thing that you can do right now is whatever's going to bring you and the children the most peace so you can keep doing your life's purpose. And when you choose yourself, you will be provided for. There will be blessings. And I'm not saying it's going to not be challenging, that it'll be easy, but you will be provided for. When you choose your own peace, you will be provided for. Please know the universe will have your back.
I do believe that. Now I'm just trying to decide what to do career wise, financial wise, that's going to work with still being a mom to 5 kids because it's not easy
Mhm.
round schedules and stuff.
Oh, I
But
know. I know. I had four of them, so I know what you're talking about. Um,
my youngest is like 3 months. So,
Oh, so small. Mm.
yeah.
Okay, what I would recommend in that case is because I'm not picking up on exactly what you're going to do with work right now. I think it's because you haven't made a choice quite yet. So that's kind of all up in the air. But what I would recommend doing for yourself is writing down a list of all the things you do want in a job. How do you want to feel? What hours do you want to work? How many hours a week do you want? What's the pay you want? How you feel when you go to work, kind of thing. And if you want to work from home, put that in there too, because if that's an opportunity for you, they will provide that for you. And then do your part and start looking for, jobs that offer what you're asking and let the universe provide for you.
Yeah, I need to do that
Yeah.
because I've
But
been
it's
done with
important
what I've been
because
doing for so many years.
it's important to be clear because if you don't know what you want, the universe doesn't know what to send you. So you have to be clear, be as specific as possible. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it was nice to talk to you. I hope I get to catch up with you again. It is my time to get off the air, though. Let me know how everything works
All
out for you.
right.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Have a
you.
great night. Okay. I can't believe my time passed by so fast by telling you guys these stories and doing this part with you, but it's incredible. If you have questions, please write it in the comments. I would love to do more of this because we talked to them for like a whole year. I will see you again next week at 10:30 Eastern Time. Have a great week, everybody.